How's it going, everyone? Wayne the Unknown here, and welcome to another episode of Cosplay Con Talk, where we basically discuss everything pertaining to the cosplay community and conventions. Tonight, we're going to be doing a different segment for Cosplay Con Talk called Cosplay Wig and Makeup Styling. I'm joined here by Kat Valentine and Iro Sempai. How are you both doing tonight?
Good.
Good.
That's good to hear. So you've both been doing cosplay wig and makeup styling for a while, right?
Yeah, I've been doing makeup, God, I think since like middle school. I don't think I actually got decent at it until a couple of years ago though. And I've been styling wigs off and on for a couple years at least. I'm sorry, I'm not good at keeping track of these things.
It's perfectly fine. And how about you, Iro Senpai?
I was doing makeup since 2011. Started special effects in 2017, and now it's gone bigger. Wigs I've been doing for about 2 to 3 years now.
Very nice. What got you into doing that? Starting with Kat.
Uh, Specifically wigs or makeup or both?
Wigs first.
Okay. As far as wigs go, I just thought it looked really fun. And I was like, you know what? I want to try this. Plus, it kind of gives you a chance to experiment with different hairstyles without the commitment. So that's always nice.
And for makeup, what got you into doing wanted to do that?
It's a bit of an interesting story, actually. So when I was little, I was like always fascinated with makeup. But my family definitely was like very against me wearing it, and it made me really sad. Um, And then in middle school, I landed a pretty decent part in a play, and they're like, "Oh, well, she has to wear makeup for being on stage." And so I did that, and I have been doing it pretty much ever since.
Very nice. And
Yeah.
then same question for you, Iro. What got you into doing wigs and makeup?
For me, I got into wigs because I didn't want to bleach hair ever again at a hairstylist, and I thought that was the way to go about it. So, as I got my first wig, I didn't stop, and now I have over 30, 31 wigs.
Ooh, that's a good collection.
I know people with more, but it's also we both, and all of us live in cramped apartments almost, so it's kind of funny
Mm.
because of the things are inside of it. But like a few of them are styled and pretty looking. For as for makeup, I really wasn't to it in middle school like you, Kat, but I found my makeup kit in the school, so I started testing my school, into it for a while. And then after a point, I'm like, you know what? I need to look cool. So I started in 11 doing like different makeup looks. And I think Unikitty was my first outfit I did like a full on look for, complete with fake glasses, everything.
Ooh, nice.
Nice, nice. So, back to Kat. What was your very first time doing cosplay makeup, like for yourself?
For myself, I want to say that was 2012. It was definitely a while back. But at the time, I still was like kind of trying to figure out how exactly to differentiate cosplay makeup from everyday makeup. So that definitely took a little bit of trial and error. And this was definitely at a time where I didn't understand what doing my eyebrows were or what setting powder was. So I kind of was just putting things on my face and hoping it looked okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
And I've noticed. So I gotta ask about your prompto.
Mm.
Um, the Christmas theme one you did. What is that like? Freckles he has, or what is it? What are those supposed to be?
Yeah, those are glitter freckles. I remember when I was putting together the outfit, it's for an annual meetup that a friend and I run. Um, and I was like, you know what? I kind of want to do a Contessa Prompto. Then I was like, oh, well, this event's coming up. It might be fun to do like a fun Christmassy version. So I did that, and I sat there trying to plan out how I was going to do everything. And then I was like, oh no, how am I going to do his freckles? And then I thought glitter might be fun. And well,
Very nice.
I bet you had glitter everywhere.
oh my gosh, I did get glitter everywhere.
Oh no.
The glitter.
It's okay. It's worth it. I love glitter. I just feel bad for like other people I live with. They're not as big a fan.
That's just I just can't imagine just getting all everywhere. And now to Iro, you did your I want to ask about your Mimikyu. What kind of makeup did you use for that?
My Mimikyu, I was Googling, like, okay, what one looked like, all that. And so I determined, you know what? Let's go to YouTube, see what other people are doing, like, for paint. And there's a YouTuber I follow called Made You Look that does a lot of water-based makeup looks.
I love her.
Wait, who's the name?
Made You Look.
Maid or Meg?
Made.
Made you okay, I'll have to look into that.
But she does a lot of stuff with, like, Around Paradise. It's are water-based, and since I really don't sweat on my face, I'm like, I'm gonna try that out. So I did. So my second test makeup, I decided I'm gonna buy a palette, do all this, I'm gonna do all that, and I did the makeup. So it was really fun. So cheeks I have on my are with Red Paradise paint, do a little bit of the black, and then the wiggly lines for the mouth are all in black for like a nick stick or whatever for the black lips. So it all melded together, and my eyes are just like. I got the Urban Decay palette, but you don't need to get it.
Oh, I love Urban Decay so much.
I know, I got their basic kits because I was looking for something, and I was watching Look and all these YouTubers, including I think it was the one who does all the transformation videos. I forget her name right now, but she recommended that palette, and it's like it cost $40-something, but I didn't care. Yeah. I was gonna use it for a lot. I still have it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh yeah, like honestly, if it's a palette you see yourself using a lot, it's worth the investment, in my opinion.
Oh
but
yeah,
that's just me.
No, that's me too. I have 17 palettes now at the house, so I really want.
Damn, that's a lot of palettes.
Oh my gosh, you're making my collection look tiny.
I want to get I want to get the Sugar Pill Pro palette and the makeup next, but those are those are about 50 each, and I'm like, okay, I can't do that yet. I gotta save money. I can't go to a convention. Get fan art.
Mood. Yeah, Sugar Pill's really nice. I also like.
Wait, Sugar what?
Sugar Pill. Oh, it's the name of a makeup company. They do like amazing, super, super pigmented eyeshadows and liquid lipsticks and all sorts of stuff. My personal favorite for makeup that's affordable but also really, really good quality is Colourpop.
Yes, I have so much Colourpop, you know.
Same here. I have the entire Sailor Moon collection.
I got the Animal Crossing collection. Actually, it's so glittery and pigmented. I love it just for regular wear. And I said, oh, I'm just going to use this for Daisy May. No big deal. No, it's in my regular stuff.
This is like stuff I've never even heard of, and
poor Wayne is trying to figure out what's going on.
the only makeup brand I know. Oh, hello, Wig Unicorn.
Hi there.
Hi.
Era Sempai, Cat Valentine. This is Wig Unicorn, and she makes some very well made wigs. I think you recently did a Rainbow Dash wig.
I did. I actually did Pinkie Pie, Rainbow Dash, and Applejack for a couple girlfriends and I.
Dude, I would kill for a Rainbow Dash that like really flat, you know, because I always cosplay her too.
Yes, I'm a huge like brony. I love My Little Pony, and I am very, very, very particular about making very like big sculptural wigs that match kind of the same energy you get from an animated, cartoon. I want it to defy gravity like you see in a cartoon, and so I made some very like big sculpted pony wigs. It's a lot of fun.
Nice.
Oh,
So
man.
cool.
And just like I was talking to Kat and Iro, how long have you been doing wigs for?
Wigs, I started as a teenager when I was 16, in theater. So that was like, over a decade ago, aging myself here. But really, I got really, really into it in my early 20s when I was like, this is going to be my career. I started to pursue it in theater platforms mostly as I continued to just seek out opportunities where I could grow my education whilst working. And then finally, over the last couple of years, I really honed in on my skills. And during this past year, the lockdown kind of shut down my whole theater career
Oh
that I had
no.
been working
Mhm.
on, for the last several years to build up. And so I took the opportunity to do something I've always wanted to do, and I opened my Etsy shop um, as a cosplay wig shop, and that has really taken off, which I've been very, very, very fortunate um, for that because it's taken off and it's kind of become where I don't really have to go back to working theater jobs that were kind of physically too taxing, and so now I've gotten to the point over the last couple of years where I finally wigs are my primary income, and uh, so I'm reaching my goals. It's very exciting.
You made it! Yay!
Nice.
Yes.
Now, I've also noticed that your Rainbow Dash also has some makeup. Did you do that makeup as well for the eye shadow?
I didn't. So that was you're talking about Brit cosplays. Um, and actually Ryan Starr cosplays did her makeup for her. So we all got together in the morning and we did makeup together and everything. And so Ryan's the one that did that beautiful rainbowy
Nice.
eyeshadow effect. Yeah.
Yeah, it was actually
That is beautiful.
Ryan who actually recommended you about talking about wigs, and along with Iro and Kat Valentine. And on that subject, starting with Kat, and I'll go down the list. What is the hardest thing about when it comes to styling your own wig by yourself?
Um, that's a good question. I feel like it really depends on the project itself. Because there's definitely wigs out there where there are just so many inconsistent references, and it can be hard to make like good creative decisions on like, okay, how am I going to translate this into real life? Or sometimes you just have wigs that are being really picky and don't want to work with you, and that's when you just take a break and step away for a little bit, come back to it. Um, I know I definitely get frustrated with trying to find good references because like I love artistic liberties, but it can be a little difficult when there's not a whole lot to go off of in the first place.
Mhm.
But yeah.
Um, I guess I usually just get my wigs ordered off of Amazon or Etsy and have them commissioned. Same question for Iro Senpai. What is the hardest thing about styling your own wigs?
The hardest thing for styling my own wigs has to be the mess that it makes. Because with me, I usually just use got to be glued and all the products that they recommend, and I'm like, okay, this isn't too bad. Then at the end of it, your hands are all sticky and gross, and it's like, okay, that wasn't fun, but at least the wig is done, and it lasts for a good month or two with me. Like, I did Wonder Tweak from South Park game, and so I spiced up his hair and everything else. He looked kind of like Rox's hair at a point. And my husband is like, so you're going to spike up a wig and then you're not going to use it again. It's like, for this one, yes, but otherwise, no.
Oh man. And then for the wig unicorn, same question. What is the hardest thing about styling your own wigs?
I think if we're talking like in general to the you know the general cosplaying audience, for someone who's looking at maybe styling their own wig for the first time, I think it's really, really important to go into it with the knowledge that um, the synthetic fibers that wigs are made of do not behave the same way as actual hair. So you have to know the difference between like styling your hair with like a curling iron and and whatever, and styling that, or trimming hair or anything. The synthetic fibers that most cosplay wigs are made out of is going to behave completely differently. You're going to need a different set of tools. You're going to, you're going to need a different cutting technique because the fibers aren't going to cut the same way as hair. So that's the first real challenge, I feel like, when you're starting out in like gauging whether or not you can tackle that project, is understanding the fundamental differences between the hair and the fibers.
Uh,
Agreed.
that just sounds like a lot of a lot of a lot of work.
It doesn't have to be, it can be a gradual self-education, for sure. Start small.
Yes.
That's some really good advice. Now, what are some of the, and back to Kat, what would you say was probably the hardest wig for you to ever make and style?
Hands down, Prompto. Oh my god. I still am not satisfied with that wig. I think one, because it's just a highly detailed wig to begin with a gravity defying style. And two, like, I guess mapping out where exactly everything is. And thank God, like, there are some references out there, but they can definitely be a little inconsistent. And honestly, it's hard to figure out, okay, well, it might look nice on a wig stand, but will this look good on me? Which is something I
Yes.
definitely struggle with. So I definitely try to make things that'll work with my face shape. And sometimes it goes really well, and sometimes it doesn't. And so there's definitely been times where I've had to just put wigs on my head and style it that way. But Prompto was definitely really, really hard, and I'm very proud of him. But I definitely want to rework a couple things and see how far I've come.
Very nice. And then, yeah, no, I've like looked at like in the game itself, Final Fantasy 15, Prompto has some very swoosh spiked hair.
Yes, he does.
Almost not as similar to Cloud, but almost
Mhm.
roughly the same.
I was
Yeah,
gonna say
I
Prompto was a mix. He's a Cloud and Roxas.
Yeah, definitely. I just find it funny that like all the guys in that game have like this beautiful, perfect hair, yet they're, camping out like all the time and staying in like these random hotels, and it's like, when do you have time to make your hair look that nice? What are you using? Tell me your secret.
And same question for Iro. What would you say the hardest wig for you that you ever made was?
I'm in my office right now, actually, at all the wigs, and I have to say, hardest one was actually Moraha from Yasuhime, because at the time I'm like, okay, there's no shots of the back of her hair, but I see there's a bow in there, that kind of thing. So I did, okay, let's do a ponytail. Turns out the wig did not want to do a ponytail, so I had to do like lots of glue fixing. I felt like the drag spirit was inside of me or something. But I managed to fix it, and it looks really good. Like, even my girlfriend loves it. She tried it on. She loves that wig.
Nice.
My second hardest wig has to be Lulu, though, because it's over 30 inches long. The
Oof,
braid.
that's so long. Oh my god.
Wait, what's the longest wig you just said?
Mine for Wooloo, the
Oh.
braids on it are 30.
Oh, from Final Fantasy
inches
X.
long.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, jeez, that.
Ooh. How do you take care of something that long?
Yeah,
Like,
my question
hard.
exactly.
It is hard. I mean, the way I attached it, I sewed it in there so it doesn't hurt it. So I'm really happy. But it tangles so badly. I'm not wearing it, and when I'm wearing it, so the wig hairs attacked my friend, she said, and I'm like, well, I'm sorry, but Wooloo has a mind of its own. I can't stop it.
Now,
So yeah, those are the two hardest wigs I've done so far.
and for you, Wig Unicorn. By the way, what is your real name again?
JL.
JL. Okay, I'll probably call you JL. So same question as I asked Kat and Arrow. What is probably the hardest wig that you've ever had to make yourself?
Okay, so for me, it's gonna be a toss-up. I did a full, like, 5.5 foot long Rapunzel braid.
Oh
Ooh.
god.
What?
Yeah, so
Like from like
and
the Disney movie Rapunzel?
I
Oh,
did it for
jeez.
a party company here local, um called Second Star Parties, and so I did a Rapunzel braid for them, and I wanted to really get across um like the thickness of the braid that she has in the film is much wider than most of the braided translations you see like in cosplays.
Mhm.
So I stuffed the braid, each strand of the braid, so all three strands had batting in the middle of them, so they were
Batting.
Oh god.
really full.
What's batting, if you don't
Ooh.
mind me asking?
So actually what I had done, so batting is like a stuffing. What I had done is create just like fabric tubes in the same color as the hair and stuffed them, and sewed those tubes to the wig base, and then added wefting hair all the way down so that I
Oh.
could braid them and it would be that big, thick, wide braid.
Oh
And
God.
just figuring out all like the all the logistics of that and like how to make it so that it still moves at the base of the head and how to make it so that it'll drape on the shoulder and make it so that the braid is neat and pretty, and like it took me 2 weeks and I was so glad to get that thing out of my house when I was done with it.
I mean,
It was
now,
just
and I'm sure we all have the same question. How much does something like that weigh?
Yeah.
yeah, she's a heavy one.
Ooh.
Uh,
Yeah,
oh
I
I
can
God.
imagine.
think going forward, I think there are changes that I can make that will change the weight a bit. And that's kind of part of my whole process. Is every wig I make, I try to learn from it on how to improve the design down the road. Um, but yeah, she was heavy. She's got like probably 5 pounds
Oh
hanging off your
God.
neck, but she's also made to snap onto your shoulder and drape down so that it's not your head that's carrying the weight, it's your shoulder, so it's not as bad, but she's a heavy
Oh, it sounds like it.
girl.
Oh my.
Yeah.
That's just is. Oh man. Do you have like do you have like a secondary wig that was just like a long process?
Definitely. I just did a Vegeta a couple months ago,
Ooh.
Oh.
and it's like full height, like probably a foot and a half high,
Oh
off the
jeez.
head, like massive spikes. And for me, when it comes to like anime wigs, I try to do everything sculpturally with the hair, so it's not on any sort of a foam form. I sculpt it all out of back combing the hair, spraying the hair, steaming the hair in place, so that
Hello,
it's
Rihanna.
Hi.
Everyone,
Sorry.
Rihanna, another person who's done cosplay, makeup, and wig styling.
hello.
We
Hi.
we're in the midst of talking about how JL is making a Vegeta wig.
Oh.
Yes. And so I try to keep it without having to put in a form because it's going to keep it like super lightweight if we can just tease it and steam it and spray it into place. And so
Good call.
figuring out how to do that in such a large scale spike. It took a long, long, long time to
It
to find just the right combination of hairspray and steam
it
and
sounds
all
like it. That's
that.
just a lot. And oh my, just because I'm like in the future, like later down the road, I wanted to cosplay as Vegeta, and I've been trying to find people who've I've been looking at Vegeta wigs, but they don't look, you know, like accurate as possible. And I also got to ask, since you have your Etsy shop, what are your rates usually for your wigs? For example, Vegeta.
Vegeta. Yeah, like my rates kind of they vary project to project, but I can tell you um I do have a Vegeta listing in my shop, so I'll pull it up and I'll tell you exactly
Oh,
what my rate for a Vegeta wig is.
and while you're doing that, how long have you been into makeup styling and wig styling for cosplay?
I would about to say like, uh, I'm not like advanced like the wig unicorn. I would say like I'm kind of like intermediate.
And there's nothing wrong with
Um,
that at all.
um, I'm like intermediate, so I could say like I've been doing like wig styling, cost and stuff like that. For about uh, like 2 years, but I've been cosplaying for 5 years.
Nice. And as I ask the others, what would you say the hardest wig is that you've ever made? Like, how long did it take?
Oh, the hardest wig. Okay, so the hardest wig I ever made was this. This wig I made was Chisa Yukizome from Danganronpa, cause her like this is like current cosplay that I just did, and her hair is just so much, and it's also in a ponytail.
Oh man, yeah, I think I saw the picture and I'm like, ow.
Impressive.
Yeah.
Ugh.
And it's just like so like I have to pin the base wig down, and then I have like three other like wig pieces I have to put on, and it's just so much hair.
That's
And
just,
That is a lot of hair.
ugh,
yeah.
that's
Yeah, and
a
but it's
nightmare.
so worth it.
That's just a nightmare.
Yeah.
Like
But it was so worth it.
again, like I said, I just get my wigs off of Amazon and have them commissioned. I don't have the skill, nor time, nor patience to make a wig.
Oh, mine was from Epic Cosplay. I'm
Nice.
trying to get them to notice me.
I love
Oh,
it.
epic cosplay is mine.
Epic
Not how
cosplay,
we
please notice. Sponsorship. Sponsorship.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Uh, Now, back to JL. How long have you had your Etsy shop for your wigs and everything?
My Etsy shop opened at the end of last year, so in November.
Nice.
Um, and I've been very fortunate at how much traction it's gotten very early on. Like I had to put my shop on vacation for 2 weeks this month because I just needed time to like style all the orders so I feel very, very grateful to the cosplaying community that gathered around me and have been supporting my little shop. But yeah, so it's only been, what is it, 4 months, 5 months now? But I love it.
Nice. Very nice.
Yeah.
And you said that the price for the Vegeta wig usually is
The Vegeta wig is $350.
that's not a bad price. And I'm sure as like most people they've always tried to say that's like I imagine you've had people complaining to you that's like 300 for a wig is a lot of money.
There's always gonna be someone with that misconception. But yeah, the reality is it comes down to the hours of labor, the base wig supplies, the other materials that are going to go into it, like all the hairspray and the bobby pins, and so it really does come down to like you're paying for the labor and of the accuracy of the look. So you're going to get kind of what you're paying for
Mhm.
if you don't want to invest in a wig in terms of like that kind of an expense, that is totally fine and 100% like your choice, and everybody can cosplay the way they want to. But if if a cosplayer is looking for something that's going to be sturdy and last them a long time and is going to look like their vision or whatever, it does become the question of, well, are you willing to invest to achieve that? And so it's just a matter of everybody kind of gauging their their personal feelings about it and what it is they're trying to achieve.
Right.
Nice.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong with that, especially with people being on a budget and everything. If they have to buy a cheap wig, that's fine. If they have the money
Totally.
to get a expensive wig, that's okay too. It really shouldn't, like you said, it really shouldn't matter on, your level of skill or budget wise.
Exactly. Everybody is going to approach it in the way that they need to do that. And I think that that's one of the best things about the cosplay community is there's, it's on such a spectrum. It could be like people who compete for a living and do these like incredible thousands of dollars cosplays, or it could be someone who's like, I've never done this before. I bought a costume, and being in a con setting in a costume for the first time, is changing my perception of geekery and the whole, and because they're finding an entrance into a new realm of fellowship with fellow geeks, and I think that everybody having their own level of what they do in their cosplay it's all cosplay, right?
Oh no, most
Exactly.
definitely.
Exactly.
Now, on the next topic, body paint when it comes to cosplaying. Who, like, I imagine, who here has actually had body paint done to them for cosplaying?
Oh my god, body
Oh,
paint.
all of it.
I'm still pretty new to it, but I'm like slowly starting to get better considering my next couple cosplays involve body paint. But it's so fun. Oh my gosh.
I love body paint. So much fun too.
It brings me back to my Homestuck days.
Oh,
Did you ever hear the Sharpie bath story?
Oh, the Sharpie bath story. Oh
The
my
what? The
god.
what? The what?
Oh,
Okay.
strap in. It is story time.
Okay,
Oh,
I'm kind of curious now.
Do you want me to tell her? Or would you like to tell it, Ree?
You can tell it.
Okay. So, years and years ago, back when Homestuck was at like the height of its popularity, there was someone who wanted to paint their body, but they didn't want to spend forever and ever, sitting there applying paint.
Oh no, I
Which is
can tell where this is going.
Yeah. But keep in mind, this was before people were more aware about, safety things when it comes to cosplay and cosmetics and all of this. So this person had the brilliant idea to fill a hotel bathtub with alcohol and Sharpie markers.
oh,
And they got really, really big and
That's
stained that stuff horribly.
As someone who works at a hotel, I wouldn't want to clean that up. I feel more bad for the housekeeper who had to clean that up than the person who decided to use a Sharpie to. Oh God. Anyway, continue.
Yeah, I also used to work at a hotel. So I feel bad for whoever had to clean that up. Oh my God, I hope they got a raise.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is what I remember from it. And they got really sick because, you shouldn't exactly be putting that much on your skin.
No.
Especially when it's not made to go on your skin in the first place. So of course there was this huge controversy and drama because this person did this and so on and so forth. And I think that is just like seared into so many con goers' memories, no matter what fandom you're in. If you were there during the Sharpie bath era, then if you know, you know.
Ugh.
Yeah.
I was gonna say another thing about Homestuck is don't forget to steal your. or else you will turn everything gray.
Oh my
friend.
god, yes.
You're what?
Like, this is gonna sound mean, but if you don't seal your makeup, don't touch me.
Exactly. Same with body paint. Then we're like,
Yeah.
no,
The
it's
Homestuck
like
cosplayers are baby cosplayers,
Mhm.
so they don't seal their body paint basically, and you can seal your body paint by using like baby powder or powders.
Mm-hmm.
I
Oh,
know
100%.
Mhm.
I know
You can
with
use the setting
some
spray as
box-
well, just to be sure that it'll all stay.
Oh yes, setting spray is a good one too.
100%. Like, I would say go in with a healthy layer of powder and then setting spray that stuff, because I
Yes.
mean,
Yeah.
you need
Yes.
it to last all day.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
The more the merrier. Like, just lock
Yeah.
it down.
And Bandai has some really nice setting sprays, like especially for theatrical stuff like cosplays. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Urban Decay.
Mm-hmm.
Expensive but good.
Yeah. Oh, that stuff. I found that's great for like more normal makeup. I found that with some body paints it can act a little weird, but Urban Decay, if you want like good, more normal everyday makeup and you want a setting spray that will keep everything in place for way longer than you would expect, their stuff is amazing. It is expensive. I'm not going to sit there and say that like it's super affordable, but
Yeah.
it's good stuff. If you are able to make the investment, I definitely recommend them.
Yeah. Or I mean, you can even turn to special effects brands like Meron.
Meron is a really good
Oh, yeah.
brand.
Yes, and
Yeah,
they have
Meron and Benai are my go-tos.
and they have great sealing sprays and setting
Mhm.
sprays for their body paints.
Yeah.
So I mean, you've got all the spectrum of options.
Yes, you have so many options. There's so much info out there. You don't really have an excuse not to seal it.
No, I mean, some people I know use setting spray, others use setting powder. And starting off with Eero, what would you usually recommend, setting spray or setting powder?
I recommend setting powder and spray. Actually, you put the spray on first for all your makeup. Let it dry. Doesn't matter which brand. Every one of them actually has worked for me now. Then you put your body paint over it, and then you do the powder, and then spray then do the T-zone, which is your nose and your cheek.
Nice. And same question for Cat Valentine.
I am also very much in the camp of using both, especially if you want something that's going to last all day, like especially in a convention setting because you are moving around probably more than you would do in your everyday life. You're in a new environment and you've got all this stuff on your face. So my typical routine is after I do like, I finish my normal makeup, I go in with a healthy coat of powder. And I let that kind of sit there for a minute to absorb any like excess oils or anything. And then I go in and I spritz myself with some setting spray. I wait a couple minutes for that to dry. I like to try to do like a transfer test. So I might like gently rub my cheek against like, some spare fabric or a towel or something. And as long as nothing transfers, I'm good to go. I'm ready to go out the door for the Olive Con.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
And same question for Ree and JL. Setting spray or setting powder or both?
My ideal is that, well, I have dry skin, so like I can't really, and my skin is also textured, so like I have to give myself oily skin with like hydrating primers and stuff. So I can't really put a whole lot of powder on, but like I like setting spray, so
Nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, and there actually are some setting sprays out there that are for drier skin types as well. So if you really struggle with something like that, I know Too Faced has some. I'm pretty sure Elf has some too. But there's definitely options out there.
Oh yeah, there's definitely a lot of options, but I'm just like I work with what I have right now,
Oh, yeah.
so like
100%.
yeah.
Totally valid.
Nice. And JL, same question. Setting spray, setting powder, or both?
I am also in the both camp because I'm, like I was saying, you've worked on this costume. All the people around you have worked so hard on their costumes. You need to make sure that this makeup is locked down all day. So I'm gonna say, go in with a great primer, do your makeup, and then I like to go in with a mattifying setting powder, just to kind of dull some of that all day con shine. And then I'll go in with my setting spray.
Nice.
Yeah.
Now, is there like a specific for all of you? For all of you, is there like a specific type of setting spray and powder that you use? Because I know I imagine there's like there's like a different brand.
Oh yeah. I use Laura Mercier setting powder for my beauty makeup, and then I use Urban Decay setting powder, setting spray.
I use for all of my makeup actually. I Mayron, not Mayron, the wrong one. No, I use Morphe. It works all day for every kind of makeup look I want to do. But if I'm at a convention, I found a new spray. It's called like Tropical Cereal, and it's from Pony Moly, and it's usually on sale. It's the same size as the Morphe one, but cheaper.
Nice.
And it smells
Nice.
amazing.
Wow.
It like that and Morphe, best smelling setting sprays. And my friends are
they
like,
do.
"You smell like perfume that barely got on you." And I'm like, "That is
Yeah.
not. I need
More
it."
good stuff. I love their brushes. So I am a little weird. I have very, very, very cool toned skin. So a lot of makeup tends to oxidize on me and make my skin look a little bit yellow or a little bit orange. So I have gotten to the point where the only sort of setting powder I have been able to find that works for me is baby powder. And so I've had to use that for everything. I still am on a hunt for one that won't oxidize on me horribly. That mission has not yet been completed. And as far as setting spray goes, I kind of go between a couple different things. If I am doing just more of like everyday or more, I guess, normal looking skin, I really love the Urban Decay All-Nighter setting spray. I especially really like their cooling one just because, it gets really hot in convention centers.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it
But
does.
I also really love the Maron waterproof setting spray. That is honestly perfect if you're doing any sort of body paint, especially if you live somewhere like the Pacific Northwest where we get a lot of rain. Yeah, those are my go-tos. I love them.
And then same question for JL. What kind of setting powder and setting spray do you prefer when you were doing your makeup and everything?
Yeah. It depends on the look. So if it's more of a just like a full face of contour and makeup, then it's gonna be, I'd go in with an ELF, because I'm all about when you can use affordable cosmetics. Like, do it.
Yeah.
Especially like brands like ELF and Wet and Wild have a lot of really like underrated stuff.
Wet
that
and
is
Wild?
way better.
Oh, I love Wet and Wild.
Yeah, like their stuff is
Yeah.
so pigmented and so great, and they don't get enough credit for how kind of really good their products can be for
Oh my
really
gosh,
inexpensive. So that's kind of my cheat go-to. So for just like a beauty makeup, I'm gonna go in with an a Wet and Wild mattifying powder, and then an ELF setting spray. But if we're talking, full paint, then I'm gonna go in with my Ben Nye setting powder, and then my Mevron setting spray.
Nice. And now on that topic of full body paint, starting with Kat, I believe you were telling me a while back that you were eventually wanting to do a Lore Olympus Persephone cosplay, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes. I'm so excited. Yeah, I have been trying to practice doing body paint, specifically for her. And I'm gonna be honest, body paint intimidated me for the longest time because so many people have told me, "Oh, it's so hard, don't do it," or "Oh, you have to use this product." No, use this product. Um, and so finally I just dived in and it's so much fun. Oh my gosh. I still am figuring out blending fully. Because I'm someone who's like I'm very particular about blending. I put so much effort into blending things. Um, so it's very much a learning process, especially with body paint. So I definitely would recommend to anybody who hasn't tried a makeup look for a specific character, or if you're using a brand new product or a new technique, I definitely would recommend doing a cos test, which is essentially kind of a trial run where you put on all the makeup and kind of practice. So that way you're not in your hotel room, the day of con, not sure what you're doing. Plus it's like a fun little way to get yourself hyped up to cosplay that character.
Yes, we love a
Nice.
cos test.
Oh, it
We
does definitely.
Oh yeah.
Most definitely. Now, for her wig, do you plan on doing her short-haired look or her long-haired look?
Both.
Nice.
I am someone who has such bad like fandom brain rot specifically for Lore Olympus right now. So I actually have 3 or 4 different outfits planned. I'm actually almost done doing her Fury outfit.
Oh, the
I'm gonna do her.
black dress outfit with like the crown she wears.
Oh no, I'm gonna do that too. That's her Dread Queen. Oh god, I don't want to spoil anything. It's like where she has like the cape and the antlers. And it's like kind of like the burgundy color. Yeah, that one I'm almost done with. I'm doing her Dread Queen and I want to do one of her office looks. I have a couple others planned, but they're not necessarily canon with the comics, so those are going to be a bit more of a surprise.
Nice. Always something to look forward to. Now, Iro, speaking of, do you have any future cosplay projects that involve body paint that you're wanting to do eventually once, COVID can finally be over?
I might actually bring out I might bring out Diamond again
Oh,
and do some other stuff for her. She was my first experience doing body paint, so the body paint took me like 2 hours to do, but it was worth it. And now I've got it down to a science where, like, okay, I know how to highlight, contour everything. Thank you for tutorials in the world. And I'm like, I haven't worn Pink Diamond in a while. Maybe I should, but like different outfits. Although my OC has the same colored face, it's more along the lines of, when am I gonna wear it?
nice. And you, Reed, do you have any cosplay projects that involve a lot of like makeup, whether it be body paint or special effects or anything like that?
I even though it like probably is bad, I really want to bring back my Dolorosa cosplay from Homestuck because now I'm like better, wiser, stronger. So I can do the body paint for that for the face, but like I have gloves that I glued nails to, so like I can touch people and like so they won't be they won't be afraid to hug me.
Oh, like seamless, yeah, arm socks.
Yeah, like arm socks.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
but
gonna
I
do
made
that
my
too.
own.
They're so cool.
There's a website, and I'm sure you all heard of it, called We Love Colors, and they sell long seamless gloves that are like arm socks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we love
They're
colors.
super high quality.
Yeah.
Oh no, definitely.
Okay, well now I'm
There's,
gonna go with
Huh?
immediately.
There's also a really great like indie shop if you guys are down to support like small businesses called K Socks Shop. And they actually will make custom arm socks for you.
And
So you don't have to go to work.
there's also well, it was a lady on Etsy. She doesn't do it anymore. She was making not just arm socks but also ones for your feet too, so you don't have to like body paint your feet.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love it.
So yeah, those are that. Yeah, no, she recommended checking out because they sell tights as well, like that would match your legs if you wanted to wear a cosplay that showed your legs as well, to match with like the seamless gloves, which is like the best thing.
Mm-hmm.
And for JL, do you have any future cosplays that involve either special effects makeup or full on body paint that you'd like to share?
Yeah, I would love to eventually do a Pinkie Pie that is actually, I do like pink. I actually paint myself pink. Because I'm crazy and I live for that life. And I also have half of a Gamora mashup cosplay.
Ooh,
Ooh.
nice.
I've already got my green paint, so I'm probably gonna end up painting myself green and putting that look together in this next year, I think. So I'm excited.
Nice.
Oh, I can't wait to see it. I love Gamora.
That'd be pretty cool. And speaking of sci-fi type cosplays, I remember when I was interviewing Ryan, she was telling me that you made her Princess Leia buns.
I did. Yes. I love, love, love Star Wars and have quite a few Star Wars wigs in my shop. That's one of my favorite focuses, I think.
Nice. What would you say your hardest Star Wars wig to make was?
100%. It is Padme's lake dress wig. It's her hairstyle that looks like a big snail shell on the back of her head.
Oh, where she's wearing that weird silver like crown thing, right?
No, it's where she has like that yellow to purple ombre silk dress on, and then her hair is
that one.
swept back into the big snail shell on the back of her head, and she's got the purple headbands all the way down it.
Oh dang! Yeah, that one would be hard.
That's a lot. I must say,
it's
so
a
much hair.
lot.
Oh, geez,
It's a lot, and so I have to make a form to go inside it, and then I have to style the hair around the form.
Mm-hmm.
I've been really, really happy with the results. I feel like I've gotten really, really close to the shape that you see on screen, and so I'm really proud of it. But she's tricky.
Okay, yeah, I'm just looking at the pictures right now from on Google. Yeah, no, that's a lot of like just the way that hair looks. That's just super crazy.
That's a lot of hair.
It is a lot of hair.
Now,
Yeah,
I gotta ask you all a question when it comes to wigs. Those who are into Final Fantasy, has anyone ever seen a Maester Seymour wig made from Final Fantasy X?
Yes.
I don't think so.
Not in person, but I've seen some pretty good ones online.
Like, so for those who do their wigs, who make the wigs, if you look at Maester Seymour from Final Fantasy X, you know what I'm talking about. What kind of materials do you think you would need to make a wig like that?
Hot glue and a prayer. No, I'm kidding. Well, prayer, not so much. I'd say definitely get yourself a really nice base wig. I definitely would buy extra wefts if you can. And teasing is going to be your best friend. A lot of hairspray.
Oh yeah.
A lot of praying, a lot of crying.
Okay, I'm glad you guys know what I'm talking about, because I just remember playing that game and seeing all the Guado just have that, just those hairstyles, and then looking at Seymour and like, oh my god.
Yeah. So I don't know Final Fantasy very well, so I just Googled Maester Seymour, and I'm looking at this hair. Oh my god.
Yeah, he's got
Yeah.
some. He's got some pretty interesting hair. I mean, he even has that blue makeup, and I feel like something like that would be more simpler than doing the wig.
Yeah.
It's a look.
For sure with the wig, I'm gonna second what Kat was saying. That was Kat. Yes. Sorry.
Yeah, that was me.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna second what she was saying about getting a really like a good solid base wig. Definitely you're gonna need to be buying extra wefts. I'm gonna say another thing to have on hand is going to be thin craft foam, and some wire, probably 12 gauge wire. And some felt to cover your craft foam with.
Right.
Mhm. Agreed.
Yeah, so I would build the shape of what those like horn things are gonna be,
Oh, part
and then
of
you're
his
gonna
hair.
go in, and then you're gonna go in and cover that with the wefting.
Nice.
Yeah, that's intense.
Oh yeah, no,
That's intense.
I've now for his makeup, which are technically his veins on his face, which is like standard for each Guado in the game. What kind of like makeup would you use for that? Would you use like special effects makeup or just regular like Maron or something?
I think it honestly depends on how realistic you want to go. Um, so there's this really cool thing called rigid collodion. And so
Wait,
what it
what?
rigid collodion?
I've never heard of that.
Oh, it's so cool. It's really great for
I
doing
love
like
that stuff.
scars and like detailed veins. So what you do is you can put a little bit on your skin and it kind of tightens your skin up and can make it look like a scar, and you can kind of build on top of that. So you could definitely put some of that down and then brush some color over that, whether that be, I don't know, a colored eyeliner or some eyeshadow or even some body paint. Um, but I'd say if you really, really want the veins to stand out, I definitely recommend some rigid collodion. Also, make sure you get proper remover because that stuff is hard to get off without it.
I use MAC makeup remover for that actually,
Oh, wow.
and it worked amazing. My face isn't red after.
Oof.
Huh.
But I
That's
first
just
started using that
intense.
stuff. Oh boy.
So we got probably about a couple more minutes. One more thing I probably want to ask is, has anyone here ever done beards or mustache, whether it be actual like a beard wig or just paint on the beard? All questions for you. Starting with Kat.
Not yet. There are definitely cosplays I have planned in the future that will require fake beards or things like that. Um, I don't think I've done any specifically for cosplay, but I've definitely played around with kind of like the mascara technique, like that 5 o'clock shadow where you just smudge a little mascara on and then you blend it out to make it look like you've got some stubble. And that's super fun. But I have not ventured into beards quite yet, but I look forward to that journey.
Now for JL, same question. Have you ever dabbled with since you make wigs and everything, have you ever been commissioned to like make like a beard to put on with spear gum and everything?
Yeah, so because of my history in theater, I've worked with facial hair pretty extensively over the past decade. From a production of Fiddler on the Roof, where every person playing a man has to have a beard, to a production of Something Rotten. So it's like Shakespearean, Edwardian era, like,
Nice.
or not Edwardian, Elizabethan era facial hair. So I've worked with the lace beard pieces, and I've never made a beard from scratch where you get the lace and you ventilate the hair in.
Oof.
That's not something I'm quite there yet with.
It takes a lot of patience.
It does.
Actually,
and I do know basic ventilation, but I've not ever made a full beard.
I just recently, not long ago, had a friend. I had them commission AJ. I had them commission me a McCree beard and wig, and when they sent the beard, it was still like on the lace pattern where you actually have to cut, the beard, the lace from the beard and everything, then put it on your face, which I've never seen before. Usually, when I get like something like a beard, it just comes to where you just put it on your face, not have to cut out the beard from the lace thing.
Cool. And that could be for a couple of reasons, possibly just so that you can get enough surface area to the fit of your face.
Oh yeah, no, that was actual reason.
Yeah, exactly.
I recently did a photo shoot for Joel from The Last of Us, which I'm sure you've all seen on my Instagram. Since the beard didn't come like with a sideburn kind of like thing, and the wig was kind of short, my friend had to fill in my sideburns with the whole eyeshadow technique.
Yeah.
Eyeshadow does come in handy.
What the?
I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
It's okay. We forgive you. But tell us, is there her name?
Those are my babies.
Trying to think here. We've got like a couple minutes. I guess the last thing to ask you guys is, and starting with, I'll go down the list from Ira then to JL. Any advice you'd like to give for those who are considering makeup or wig styling for their first time, like first-time con goers or cosplayers, I should say?
I was gonna say you won't be perfect the first time. Like my first time was horrible, but you know what? I kept on going, and I'm a cosplayer for 11 years now, and it is amazing how you grow. And there's always resources out there to help you. People are really helpful. Like, as long as you are, like, trying your best, no one should have to. I've been on the wrong side of the cosplay Seattle because there are some people that says, oh, you're too poor to cosplay. Oh, you don't have any money. Oh, you can't do this. You can't do that. So don't listen.
That's just all right.
Yeah.
Now, Kat, same question. Any tips and advice you like to give for first-time cosplayers or first-time people who are wanting to get into makeup and wig styling?
I actually have 3, and I'll just speed run them really quick. So the first one would be, don't be afraid to be a beginner, because, like everyone here, we've all started somewhere, and your first might not be the best looking thing in the world, but just get over that initial hurdle, and all you can do from there is just get better and better and better. And eventually, maybe someday, you will be like JL and be able to make wigs for a living. Yeah, another thing I'd say is, like, please be really careful when it comes to, like, safety for anything on your skin. Don't use things that aren't supposed to go on your skin.
Like a Sharpie?
Yes, please don't take a Sharpie.
Oh, God,
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Don't do it. Yeah, no, before COVID, a friend and I used to teach classes at a library about cosplay and crafting cosplay, and one of our students painted almost their entire arm with black acrylic paint, and it's like,
Oh.
wash that off.
Don't. Acrylic paint is not for skin.
It really
no.
Oh my God,
Acrylics is more used for props, which later down the road I do want to get into, is about talking about prop making and everything.
Yeah. Yeah, but definitely, if you're not sure if it's something that can go on your skin or not, you probably shouldn't. But if you really want to, double check Google, and if it says no, take that for an answer. And also, similar to what Arrow said, don't be afraid to ask for help. I have found YouTube to be a fantastic resource because I'm a very visual learner. And there are just so many great channels and resources out there if you just take a couple minutes to look. So I definitely would recommend doing that. That way you're not going in totally blind to whatever you're doing. Yeah, and be kind to yourself. Love yourself. You're worth it.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah.
Now, Ree, same question. Any, tips, advice you like to give to first time makeup artists and or, wig stylists?
For me, for wigs, it's just, just do it. If you're not gonna get it right the first time, you just practice, practice, practice. Also for makeup, don't tape your face. Please don't tape your eyes.
Do not
It's
tape your
racist.
eyes.
Oh,
Thank you. I've actually,
Yeah.
Please.
I think it was Kat that shared a story about that. Don't do the whole
I
yellow
did.
face. Is what it's
Yes.
called.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
Is
and
it okay on that really quick?
yes.
Okay,
Oh.
well, I figure while we're here, we should probably talk about blackface as well. Please don't
I
paint
was gonna
your
talk about
skin.
blackface as well.
Thank you. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, no. Feel free
Okay.
to share. All of you, feel free to share your opinion on that.
Yes.
Oh
Okay.
god, no blackface. No.
Yeah. Yes, please don't. Obviously all of us go on and on and on about why it is wrong. But I'm gonna let Ree take the wheel on that. As far as like face taping goes, taping your eyes is not okay and is incredibly racist, especially to the Asian community. Um, especially if you are a white person or black or whatever thing you might be. Because at the end of the day, you can take that tape off and you can go back to living whatever privileged ass life that you live. And a lot of people can't do that. And it's just straight up, it's really offensive. And I know some people try to do it for accuracy or whatever.
Right.
But like, I find that a lot of the people who are doing that are doing anime characters who have gigantic eyes. And I'm just like, what? I don't understand. Why would you do that? Also, it's looks like it's really, really painful. So
Oh
please don't
yeah,
your
no,
eyes.
definitely. And
Not only because it is racist and looks bad, but it's also painful.
oh yeah, and before restarts, JL, any advice you like to throw out there for first time wig stylist and makeup artists and everything?
yeah, absolutely. Anybody who's just getting into cosplay or is in cosplay but wants to that's my Doug Barkley. I'm sorry. Or wants to try and style a wig for the first time or wants to keep doing new makeup looks. Like, my advice is going to be, don't be afraid, like, especially as a cosplayer, like, you do not have to make everything yourself for your cosplay to be valid cosplay.
Right.
Here.
I feel like there's way too much, shaming that happens of like, oh, well, you didn't make it, so
Basically gatekeeping.
yeah, gatekeeping. Hey, like, if you buy every piece of your cosplay on Amazon, it's still a cosplay, and you're still
Exactly.
you're still emulating your favorite character. You're still representing the fandom that you
Oh,
love.
most definitely.
Yeah, and people 100% do not get to take
And
that away from you
that's
because
one
you don't sew.
that's one thing I want to talk about in a later segment, and it's entitled because I do want to because we're kind of running out of time here. I do want to cover more about the do not blackface in a segment called cosplay do's and don'ts.
Ooh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it'd be good to definitely talk about that
Oh,
in
yeah.
depth.
Also make sure you credit your artists too. If you
yeah.
get a commission.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. Always gotta give them, and that's the one thing I've noticed. My friend who did my my Joel makeup and all my other makeups, like I'll share it and everything, and I'll tag them, and they don't get like people will like my post, but they won't go to the actual post where I share it and give that artist a recognition. And what kind of upsets me is like they're the ones who put all that work in. Go give them give them the recognition. Don't like my post, like the original creator's post.
Do both.
Well, that too. Yeah.
Do both. Support cosplayers. Support
Yeah.
Support all
cosplayers. Do it.
cosplayers.
Oh yeah, but it's just I've just noticed a lot of cosplay artists who do makeup for other people. Like when that cosplayer shares their post, some people don't go on the original post and like theirs. They'll just like the one post and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Yeah,
That's
do more,
really
everybody.
common.
Like
Sad.
all the things.
So yeah. I think that should do it. Iro Senpai, Cat Valentine, Miss Artistry, and the Wig Unicorn. Thank you for coming on to talk about cosplay, makeup, and wig styling.
Thank you
Of
so
course.
much.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah,
Oh,
thanks.
don't mention it. This was
Thanks
this
for having me. Even though...
this was.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, you're very welcome. I think this, this panel kind of went pretty well, I think.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
loved it. It was a great
Yeah.
conversation.
I'm hoping to eventually, once cons come back, I would love to do this kind of stuff in person.
Oh, I
Same here.
Love it.
Oh, like a panel?
Yeah, since I'm in Medford, I want to try to talk to some of the local cons, see what I can do about starting panels there, and try to find local cosplayers to join in on the panel and call it Cosplay Con Talk, basically.
Oh, I love
That is
that.
so
Oh.
fun. I love it.
You're far away.
I'm not local,
I'm
but I
3
will
hours
travel
away.
to
It's not
you.
a big deal.
I mean, and like I said recently, I just got my YouTube channel shared by KomoriCon, which was kind of nice.
Oh, that is cool.
So yeah. Again, thank you all for coming on to talk about this subject.
Of course.
Thank
You're
you so much.
welcome.
It's been a pleasure.
Oh, definitely. So, everyone, again, I'm Wayne the Unknown. Thank you for listening, and until next time, thank you for watching.